Hey guys, and welcome back to Mad About Skin. In today's video, I want to share with you my top 10 over-the-counter retinoids. Now, I never think it's too early to get a little retinoid action in your skincare routine because they have so many multiple benefits. Retinoids are powerful antioxidants. They also boost the levels of collagen and elastin in the skin to smooth out the appearance of fine lines and wrinkles. They increase cellular turnover to reduce the appearance of hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and discoloration. And I think no matter what stage in your skincare journey you are, there is a retinoid out there for you. In today's video, I want to update my top 10 list that I filmed last year because there are some new additions that I've discovered and think are worthy of a place in this list. So sit back, relax, let's talk the best over-the-counter retinoids. Now, before we get into this video, I would love to know what your own favourites and recommendations are, so sound off in the comments section below. Don't forget, there are some prescription strength alternatives available, but not all of us have the money, the time, or the want to go to a dermatologist to get that prescribed. So I want people to realise you're not missing out. There are some great options over the counter in various different strengths to match everyone's skin type, and they're the ones I'm focusing down on in today's video. Whatever your thoughts on retinoids, if you're like me, you like the channel and you love some good skincare content, don't forget to reach down and give this video a big thumbs up and a like. It really does support me in the channel so much, and for that I'm always eternally grateful. Now, I've got a lot to get through in today's video, so shall we just cut that waffle and delve straight on in? Now, I want to start with what I think is like the best of the best. We're going to start with a bang and introduce you to this product. This is the Geek and Gorgeous A-Game 10. Now, Geek and Gorgeous have spoiled us because they've given us two different strength options to reach for. The A-Game 10, which is the one I'm using, and the A-Game 5, which is half the strength. Why I think this is so potent is it uses a form of retinoid called retinaldehyde. Now, there are some subtle differences between retinol and retinal, and I covered them in a recent video, which I'm going to leave a link to up there. Check that out if you want a little bit more background information to this ingredient. But retinols need to go through fewer changes and metabolic pathways to get to the retinoic acid that our skin uses for all those aforementioned benefits. That way, it loses less of its potency and efficacy, and so you're getting a maximum strength, high potency over-the-counter option when you reach for this. I love the fact that it's in an airless pump, which will just keep it fresh and at maximum performance for longer, and the fact that it's formulated with so many hydrating and nourishing ingredients too means that whilst it's a super high potency product, you don't get a lot of the retinoid uglies, the redness, the peeling, and the irritation that I think puts a lot of us off reaching for that first vitamin A product. This is a holy grail, and I actually awarded it the best retinoid in the world in a recent video, which I'll link up there. Check it out for my ranking because I used a little bit more of a scientific approach to a list that hopefully you guys will really enjoy. But whether you go for the half strength or the full strength, Geek and Gorgeous have it covered when it comes to over-the-counter retinoids. Now, another favourite brand of mine is this, Face Theory. I love their price point, their formulations, the fact they're entirely cruelty-free, as are all the recommendations I'm making in today's video. And for me, their Regenicalm Pro serum stands out amongst the over-the-counter retinoids. This is a good concentration of retinol in here, but it also combines this with other active ingredients such as licorice. You've got some vitamin C in here, all things that are going to help to brighten and fade hyperpigmentation. This should be your go-to retinoid of choice if your primary reason for using this ingredient is for those dark spots and discoloration. I think you get better overall anti-aging benefit from that Geek and Gorgeous one, but this packs a punch when it comes to brightening the complexion and evening everything out. So like I say, match the retinoid you reach for to your individual skin's needs and what you want to get out of it in terms of skincare goals, but this is a holy grail for anyone fighting hyperpigmentation, dark spots, and discoloration. I've left a link to this, the Geek and Gorgeous, and everything mentioned in today's video in the description box below, and I always look out for discount codes where I can find them to save you, a few of your hard-earned coins and pence. So it's all there for your convenience below. Now, Paula's Choice, a brand which maybe I don't have the biggest love affair with. I think their price points can be a little bit of a stretch, particularly with a lot of us going through cost of living challenges at the moment. However, what they do well, they do really well, and I think their retinoid formulations are worth paying just a little bit more because in this case you get a little bit more. And there's two products I want to mention in this top 10. Let's start with their clinical strength retinol 1% serum. This is like the original of their vitamin A serums, and I think a lot of people consider it their best. It works really well if you're looking for super high potency formulations that deliver you maximum anti-aging benefit and your skin is either accustomed to retinoids or doesn't have a high degree of sensitivity. This isn't going to be for everyone. If you're particularly sensitivity, redness, or irritation prone, you probably won't be able to reach for this without some quite significant side effects. However, if you're you're an established retinoid user, your skin has become accustomed to this ingredient, you probably could reach for this with very few problems. Maximum anti-aging benefit, and I think for the formulation with those rich and nourishing ingredients alongside it, it will help to minimize any dryness that you could otherwise experience. Paula's Choice do have another alternative for you sensitive skinned folks out there, and that's the Retinol 0.3% plus Bakuchiol 2%. I actually think you get really good results from this, even though it's got a third of the concentration of the other Paula's Choice retinoid. So you get a lower strength vitamin A in here, but it's teamed with a Bakuchiol, which studies have shown give you the same outcomes as retinoids with a lot less irritation. This is like a power couple that gives you really great outcomes with minimal risk of side effects. You can go in with this serum even if you're completely new to retinoids, and you shouldn't experience too many of those side effects, the redness, the peeling and the irritation, but you get pretty good results. It's a fairly unique formulation, which is why, again, I don't mind paying just a little bit more, because I do feel you're getting more with this Paula's Choice formulation, and this is great if you're sensitivity prone or just want to start your retinoid journey in a little bit of a slow paced way. Keeping with the super gentle but hyper effective options, let me introduce you to this. This is the Stratia Night Shift. Again, in an airless pump, which I do love to see on retinoid products. And you're seeing this increasingly with a lot of brands converting to this style of packaging, which is just wonderful. This is one of my favorite brands at the moment, Stratia. They really think about every single ingredient that goes into their skincare products. There's no filler. Everything kind of has a purpose. And this is a super effective but really gentle retinoid. So it uses a mid to low concentration of that key ingredient, but I always say invest now for those long-term payoffs, because you'll be able to get those anti-aging benefits with minimum side effects. It also has things such as ceramides, which boost the barrier function of the skin. It's got calming and soothing ingredients such as panthenol. It's enriched with really nice butters, humectants and moisturizers. So this is a product that you could use on any area of the skin, even the delicate under eye area or the very sensitive neck, and give you maximum benefits. Now, I would say this could be an all-over treatment for those of you that have a very sensitivity prone skin type, or for people like me that have really resilient skin but maybe can't tolerate a full strength retinoid on the neck area. This is what I go in every single evening, because don't forget, the neck needs that little anti-aging love the same way the rest of the skin on our face does, and this is the one that I reach for. Such a nice formulation, mid-price, mid-strength, kind of just covers all of the bases. And this is a new addition that I hadn't discovered at the time of last year's video equivalent to this, so I'm really proud to share it with you today. Now, a product that did feature last year, and I'm bringing forward into this year's list as well, because it's still one of those standout retinoid products, is the Ordinary Gran-Active Retinoid Emulsion. Of all the Ordinary retinoids, which I did a bit of a summary video of them, which I'll link up there, this is the only one that I personally would reach for in my skincare routine. Has a beautiful finish on the skin. It's less greasy and oily than the other retinoids in squalane, which honestly, I just couldn't work around that particular finish and texture on those products. This sinks in like that, gives you a really nice mid-strength of that retinoid, and I find that actually, because of that really rich emulsion, you get fewer side effects than what you would otherwise get, reaching for a very similarly formulated product. This is definitely going to be great for a range of skin types, bar maybe those that are super sensitive, and you won't get too many side effects. It's a really nice price point, as with everything in The Ordinary, one of the really great affordable drugstore options. So I'd say if you want to do anti-aging on a budget without compromising on the outcomes, this could be a really great product to reach for. It doesn't come in that airtight pump, so the one drawback with this is it can be a little bit messy because it has the usual The Ordinary dropper style packaging, but you know what, it's worth working around that for that beautifully affordable price point. Now let's go from the drugstore to the ridiculous, with some very bougie and luxury retinoid options that I do genuinely think are worth the high price point that they command. Let's start with the Medik8 Crystal Retinol range. So this uses retinaldehyde, which is the same as in that Geek and Gorgeous one that I called out earlier, and has all the same benefits. Where I think this is unique is they have different strength options for you. It starts with the Retinol 1 right the way through to the 20. It goes up in increments, and so whilst a lot of people would recommend you start gentle and work your way up with your retinoid, that can be a little bit confusing. Medik8 kind of just lay it out in front of you. You could buy the whole range, start with 1, when you use it, and work your way to 2, through to 6, through to 10, through to 20. And that way it'll minimize any risk of sensitivity because you're increasing your tolerance as you go through, and you'll get some game-changing anti-aging anti-aging benefits. I personally stopped at the Medicate 10. I found that the Medicate 20 is just too high potency for me. It's roughly double the strength of that Geek and Gorgeous high strength option. Just a little bit too much. I don't feel I need that in my life, but it all comes down to personal preference and what you're looking for in terms of percentages and formulations. This is a really, really nice line, fairly innovative. I've not seen any other brands do this, and this makes incorporating retinoids from beginner through to experienced super, super easy, which is why I don't mind recommending them, even though they come with a slightly higher price point. The other product in the luxury category is this. This is the Allies of Skin Retinol and Peptides Repair Night Cream. Now, the reason I say that this is worth it, even though it comes with like an £80 price point, is because it's kind of an evening skincare routine in one. The only thing it isn't is a cleanser. So you cleanse the skin, you put this on, and you can go to sleep. It combines your antioxidants, it's got some of the brightening ingredients, it's got a retinaldehyde, again, like the Geek and Gorgeous and the Medicate for that extra boost of anti-aging. You've got 4 different peptides, and altogether, this is like a skincare routine in one. So if you're the sort of person that doesn't mind paying more for convenience, this is going to be a really great option for you. Or if you're someone that's in a rush on a night, you kind of just want to cleanse the skin, put one product on, go to sleep, and wake up with gorgeous skin in the morning, this just does it all. I didn't want to like this product because of the price point, but if you put this on, you wake up with a guaranteed good skin day. It can even help tackle acne and breakouts, which I still suffer with even in my mid-30s. So yes, it is a holy grail, and whilst this isn't a product I'll reach for all the time because of the high price point, I definitely think you're getting more by paying more with this particular product. Now, for the last 2 products, let's take it back to drugstore and accessible, and I want to call out the Versed Pressed Reset Retinol. Now, this wasn't actually in last year's video. I had tried it at that point, but for some reason I just forgot about it. I actually got given it again in a beauty box subscription that I had. Tried it. I really fell in love with it. I thought it offered a really, really nice performance, beautiful finish on the skin, and it's great if you've got a very sensitive skin type. Like with that Paula's Choice Bakuchiol and Retinol product, this has those same 2 perfect pairings to deliver you results in excess of what you traditionally expect with a low strength retinoid. Glides onto the skin, hydrates rather than stripping and drying, and I'd say this would work for all skin types, but is primarily focused at the more sensitive or the beginners to retinoids. This is a really, really nice option. Finally, let's talk this. Differin Gel. Now, this is actually prescription strength here in the UK, so I am kind of breaking my rule saying all of these are over the counter. But in most territories across the world, Differin, which is adapalene based, is over the counter and you don't need a prescription to access it. This is a wonderful, wonderful option if you have acne or breakout prone skin. So adapalene, which Differin's the trademark, adapalene is the version of retinoid used. It's like a second generation retinoid that decreases inflammation, irritation and redness in the skin, particularly great at flushing out the pores, breaking down any of those spacious filaments, which can then lead to breakouts. It's often called like the gold standard for anyone that has breakouts or out of control acne. I would definitely recommend this, and this is my current go-to of choice that I tend to mix and match with that Geek and Gorgeous to get the maximum results. Like I said, I'm coming into my 37th year here on planet Earth, and I still am supremely breakout prone, and Differin has really just helped me to keep all of that in check. I have to get it on prescription, but if you're living in the States, in Canada, in most territories of the world, you can go into Ulta or any of the other big shops and drugstores and pick up Differin for a fraction of the cost of some of the other alternatives in this video, and I would definitely recommend it if you have acne prone skin. So there you have it, guys, a rundown of my top 10 over-the-counter retinols. Super accessible. Most of these at drugstore are affordable in price, and where there are a few luxury recommendations, I genuinely think you're getting more by paying more, so I'm always happy to recommend them. Have I missed any of your favourites out? Sound off in the comments section below, wherever you are in the world, guys. Stay safe, stay well, I love your skin. Take care. Bye.